Hello and welcome to Talking Games. Just finished Chelsea 2, West Ham United 1 at Stamford Bridge, ends in defeat on Graham Potter's return to West London. But if you're looking for an angry West Ham fan, you're not going to find one here. I'm feeling all right, actually. I thought there was quite a few positives to take from that game going forward, and I liked a lot of what I see. Not everything, it wasn't the perfect performance, otherwise we would have got 3 points. But I do feel like there was a little bit of bad luck on the side of West Ham tonight, and I'm reasonably pleased with what I'm seeing and taking a lot of encouragement from it. But we're going to discuss the match and a few individual players as well. Before we get into it, please do subscribe. If you're new to the Hammer Chat YouTube channel, double check that you subscribed if you're not new. And please do drop a like on the video as well by clicking thumbs up. Been hitting 1,000 likes on videos recently. We can keep doing that. That would be grand. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna. I think Chelsea deserved to win. I think there was an element of luck on Chelsea's side in how they got the goals, or certainly the second goal. But over the balance of the game, I think they were the better team. But all things considered, given the amount of injuries we had and how we set up, I thought we gave a really good account of ourselves from the first whistle up until the last whistle, to be honest with you. And I thought the fight that we showed was there from the start, and it continued throughout. Even when we went 2-1 down, it would have been easy to drop your heads because of how Chelsea got that goal. I didn't feel like that. I felt like the players of Hampton responded quite well, and I think some of the substitutions actually one sub in particular really gave us an injection of pace and directness, which is what we were perhaps lacking at times earlier on in the game. But as the game started, I thought we were doing okay. I thought we were quite conservative. We were sitting back and soaking up the pressure as much as we could, but by and large, I think we were protecting Areola quite well. There was a couple of half chances. CHEWHU had a shot blocked by, I think it was, Sancho. CHEWHU had a shot blocked by Sufal. Sancho's shot went wide. Unbelievable save by Areola for Cole Palmer's free kick, by the way. That was outstanding. Ridiculous save. Cole Palmer could pick the ball up and put where he wanted it to hit the goal. He did it. He hit it on a post stamp, as they say, but superb save by Areola. But we made it 1-0 through Jarrod Bowen. Little flick on by Souček. Caduceus, Haslin, Colwell forced them to play it backwards. Bowen reads the play. It's a bad back pass, but Bowen also reads it and gambles in on goal. And a stunning finish, to be honest with you. He makes it look easy, but the fact he makes it look so easy, I think, is what's really good about that goal, to be honest with you. I think it was absolutely fantastic. 1-0 West Ham, and we were good value at that point. Like I said, I do think Chelsea had the lion's share of the game. They were the ones pushing forward. But they weren't really creating too much chances in the first half. And I think that maybe would have come in the second half. Saying that, there wasn't that many. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they didn't deserve to win, but I feel like I've got no complaints with the outcome of the result. I'm more happy with what I've seen from West Ham than I am disappointed in the final result. But coming into the second half, it was always going to be tough for us. Our bench isn't the best because we're missing quite a lot of players tonight. We're missing Sadibo, we're missing Paqueta, we're missing Edson Alvarez. Evan Ferguson's joined, but he's not fit. Somerville's missing as well. So there's a lot of players not available for Potter. But I think in the first half, actually, the fight that they showed, the spirit that they showed, the organisation, when we did get the ball, I thought we looked really comfortable in possession. We were knocking about quite well. And it felt like watching West Ham in the first 45 that we had a game plan. We stuck to the game plan. It was working really well. And it just feels like the players have really bought into what Graham Potter wants to do at West Ham immediately. There's not really one player I'm looking at thinking they're not giving everything for the shirt and for their teammates. Even when it started to get a little bit nitty-gritty, where there was one or two fouls going in, or like when Caicedo pushed Irving, you can see Bowen sticking up for him. And there feels like a togetherness about the team at the minute. And in the first 45, at half-time, I was loving it, to be honest with you. I was really enjoying what I was seeing. I saw a real team performance out there for 45 minutes. We were leading 1-0 through a fantastic goal by Jarrod Bowen. I'm not going to lie, before kickoff, I thought we'd win. At half-time, I thought we'd win. I didn't think Chelsea had too much about them. And Cole Palmer was the only one I thought was possessing a direct threat to us, but we were keeping him at arm's length at this point. And to be honest, I thought that continued for the duration of the game as well. Into the second half, We were looking good on the break, actually. It was a little bit frustrating because I think there was just a little bit of lack of cutting edge in the final third, maybe poor decision making, or what we did decide to do. We weren't quite executing it well enough, but we were breaking forward in numbers at times. There was times it was Wan-Bissaka and Emerson on the sides, and Sola and Jarrod Bowen were the two in the middle of the 18-yarder attacking Chelsea's defence. And I was liking what I was seeing. You've got to be able to mix it up. And, we've seen in the second half against Aston Villa where we had the ball and we're knocking it about really well, putting loads of crosses in. But tonight it was a different type of game where we were leading, we had to sit back, and we had to soak up the pressure and try and hit him on the counter-attack, and it worked. And it just feels like it's not quite a one-glove-fits-all approach from Graham Potter, and that's what I'm really optimistic about coming out of this game. Like I said, if you're looking for someone that's going to be ranting and raving, you're not going to get it from me. Chelsea did get their equaliser in the 64th minute from Neto. This one's on Emerson. He just switches off, doesn't he? Neto runs out and puts the cross in, but as soon as that cross goes in, he's on the move, whereas Emerson's watching the ball. He's ball watching. He switches off. He's looking at what's happening in the 18-yarder, whereas Neto continues, I say he's run, he jogs into the box, but because of that, when the rebound falls to him, he's there to put it in. Obviously, there was a VAR check with the offside for Cucurella. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it was offside because for the reasons VAR didn't get involved, I couldn't tell that he touched the ball. As much as I wanted him to, and I was wanting an obvious change of direction from the ball, but even the spin of the ball doesn't change. So I don't think he touches it. So I think in regards to the offside, I don't think it's there. However, the bit before that, and I appreciate why VAR can't and won't go back that far. There has to be a cut-off point. And the reason was it was too far back. But the problem is that was the last time we touched the ball when we were in control of it. That's the last time we were in charge of possession to some extent, when Jarrod Bowen was running after it and Colwell took him out. After the next time we touched it was blocking a shot. The referee got that one completely wrong, and I'm not happy about that because Bowen completely gets wiped out. And it wasn't the first time. Colwell was crap tonight. He was rattled. Kudus had him rattled. Whenever someone went near him, he looked nervous. He looked shaky. He didn't look like he was enjoying it out there. And it's a blatant foul. Like, it's not even like off the ball, miles away. It's in front of the referee. There's no reason he shouldn't see that. There's no reason the fourth official or the linesman shouldn't be able to see that as well. Because of where the ball is and where the foul takes place, there's no excuses not to notice that one. And then they go on and score off the back of it. Now, it's not like Bowen got taken out and they immediately scored. There was a lot of build-up play. I'm not denying that. But when VAR say, oh, no, it's too far back, well, what is the cut-off point? Because it's usually attacking phases of play is what they determine when to cut it off. That's why when the ball goes out for a corner, that's it. Anything up until that point is now null and void for VAR. And I understand that. But I would argue it's all the same attacking phase of play because Chelsea get the ball after wiping out Bowen, play it forward to Neto, who crosses it, and then a little bit of ping pong, and then it's in the back of the net. I would strongly argue that is the same attacking phase of play. And the cutoff point is subjective, and I just think it's ridiculous just to not look at that, or at least not say to the referee, go have a look at the monitor, it's your decision. Yes, he should have seen it, but let him go have a look himself. And it's just, to be honest, it's the equivalent of Aston Villa's goal against Wolves that got ruled out. I don't think someone should be making that decision for the referee for the offside goal for Rodgers interfering with Semedo. It should have said, ref, go have a look. It's your game, your referee, your call. And I just think that one, I'm not having that. It's a blatant foul. Chelsea get the ball, go up and score. It's pissed me off quite because up until that point, while I think Chelsea were in control and they were dominating possession, you could argue that's our tactic, and I would argue that is our tactic, sit back and soak it up. Up until then, bar the free kick, Areola wasn't that busy. He barely had anything to do. We were keeping Chelsea at arm's length, and that goal went in to change it all. And I don't like blaming the officials, and those who have watched my reviews over the weeks and months, especially over the years, will know I tend to not blame referees too much. If anything, I side with them quite a lot. Like I said, offside, the I don't know his name. How do you pronounce his name? Goo? That young lad that came on to replace Jackson that maybe headed it before Cucurella got it. I don't think it's offside. I think that part's fine. I've not got a complaint, but frustrating. You do everything right, and then the guy in charge is incompetent, and it costs you. 10 minutes later, it was 2-1. This is just bad luck. There's no one to blame. My rule of thumb: show me a goal, I'll show you a mistake. That you could nitpick here about who's not closing down Cole Palmer earlier and whatnot, but all the West Ham players were in the position when it kept showing you the deflections. And is it Cole Palmer's goal or is it offside, that angle that we were seeing along the line? Our defense is in a straight line, all of them. They're all where they're meant to be. Every defender is in the right position. Every defender is marking their man. Defensively, we're in a solid position, a solid formation and setup. Cole Palmer goes to cross it. Wan-Bissaka tries to block it. Luck has it. It loops over Areola and goes in. Cole Palmer could do that another 10 times in the game. It goes out for corners and throw-ins, stays in play. It just doesn't go in the back of the net. It's just purely bad luck, to be honest with you. I don't blame anybody. I don't blame Wan-Bissaka. I don't blame Areola. Bad luck. But we rallied a little bit. Guilherme came on. I thought he looked quite good, to be honest with you. I thought he looked quite direct. He was getting the ball, and he continued that little bit of aggressiveness that I thought we had at times tonight, and I liked it, and we needed it because Chelsea gave it back a little bit as well. I mean, Enzo Fernandez, I will say, while he got booked, I was surprised there wasn't more of a look at that foul that he did on Andy Irving. I only got to see one quick replay like that, and it's like, hey, there's his foul. Let's go. Hang on a minute. What? I want to see more of it. It looked nasty. That looked red card worthy. And the problem with the decision, what happened between Arsenal and Wolves a couple of weeks ago, it sets the bar, doesn't it? Lewis Skelly is sending off, which is because the studs brushed the ankle. And it's like, oh, high tackle. Well, actually, if that's high tackle, then is that what we're gauging every red card off of? Well, it can't be because the red card got rescinded. But that looked nasty from Enzo Fernandez. I'm surprised there wasn't a lengthier VAR check on that one. It just felt like they just accepted it and brushed over it really quickly. Well, I'll continue. I thought, whoa, it looked disgusting, to be honest with you. I one replay at first glance, and one replay I thought it was a red card. However, I was only allowed one replay by the TV. They didn't go into it a little bit more. VAR checking the badge. Top six. Continue. Anyway, we had a little bit about us. We tried to get something going towards the end of the game. The team closest to scoring after that, though, was Chelsea. Mavropanos nearly scored an own goal, but Areola made a great save. I'm going to try not criticise him too much, Mavropanos, because it sounds a bit strange to dig out a centre-back for what he did in the attacking elements of the game. But on two occasions, and added on time, 7 minutes added on time. The first one, the long ball up by Lewis Orford, and he heads it. I'm convinced he's shooting. I'm convinced he's trying to score 18 yards out. Well, he's on the 18-yarder line, but he's to the side of the goal as well, because it's either he's having a shot or it's a terrible header. The only option is to head it back into the 18-yard box and hope that someone gets on the end of it. Bad decision. But 2 minutes later, he gets the ball 30 yards out and decides to have a pop with his left foot. Come on, man. And the thing that frustrates me is that every player that had played up until he came on and given 100%, every player was running themselves into the ground. You saw Irving's yellow card on Cole Palmer, which was a good yellow card to take, but he was knackered. He was panting, and then he went off sort of injured, but I think he might have got subbed anyway. But that was the level of commitment from the players. And you saw Mavropanos, thought, just want to throttle him sometimes. Come on, man. What are you doing? But anyway, it finished 2-1 Chelsea. Like I said, I've got no complaints with overall score. Just unlucky / incompetent refereeing for the equaliser. But I was pleased with what I seen from West Ham. I thought we rocked up with the game plan. Some good performances out there. let's discuss this man, shall we? That one there, available on hammerschatstore.com, that mug. There is one to about 15 left. Once they're gone, they're gone. So if you fancy your, let me show you it. Your Iron Brew, your Irving mug, you fancy a little bit of that? That's Andy in the middle there. It's not the bar man, it's the Andy Irving mug. But if you fancy that, hammerschatstore.com. Limited stock. Once it's gone, it's gone. I thought he played well for about an hour. Then I thought he tired and he got sloppy. I thought he had a couple of really sloppy passes. But up until then, I was enjoying what I was seeing. And I couldn't have been the only one. First half, ball was coming out. He teed it up on the half volley. Someone left it for him. Can't recall who it was. I think it was Solar went to go for it. Clearly got the shout and left it to him. And wham, on the volley. I couldn't have been the only one. I was dreaming of that one, just slamming into the top corner. But a big occasion for him. First ever start in the Premier League. He's looked all right coming on in cameos so far. And I thought he gave a good account of himself tonight. I thought he got stuck in. I thought he kept it neat and tidy. But like I said, before he went off, I thought there was a couple of sloppy passes in there from him. But overall, a decent performance from Irving. I thought Wan-Bissaka was his energetic self until the last 5-10 minutes, and he looked like he was knackered. You know, it's a fully committed game when Wan-Bissaka looks tired at the end of it. You know, everybody has given everything in that match. Further up the pitch, Jarrod Bowen's going to get my man of the match. I thought he looked excellent. You can't really tell he's been out for a month, but that goal was I think it's an underrated goal. Not that anyone's discussing it or not discussed it, but I do think it's a fantastic finish. And it's one of those finishes that doesn't get the credit it deserves sometimes, but I thought he was brilliant. Kudus is a bit frustrating still. Bit too greedy at times, or continues to be. I thought he gave a good account of himself in terms of his work rate and got stuck in, and he was wrestling with Colwill and winning his battles. But a couple of key moments in the game where he got the ball and there was an opportunity to play the ball and he didn't. He kept hold of it and we lost it. And it is a little bit frustrating. I thought Souček had a good game for us tonight. Defensively, Soufal, Kilman, Creswell, I don't think either of them did anything wrong, to be honest with you. Not really many bad performers out there. Like I said, mistake from Emerson for their first goal. But apart from that, the starting 11, I thought played well. I thought they played well individually, and I thought that they played well together. Pleased what I've seen. Well done, Graham Potter. Even though we've lost, the hand he's got is still a bad one. We still are a very much patched up team. And every game, it's still early days, but every game so far has got me looking forward to what West Ham will look like in August. And I appreciate that's a long way away, but since he's come in, I've felt that this is just a pre-season for next season. And that's why I like the fact that Irving's getting a start. I like the fact that Guilherme came off the bench and I thought he looked good. I like the fact that Scarles and Orford got minutes. I thought Scarles struggled tonight, by the way. I thought Neto had him. I thought every time Neto ran at him, he got past him. But I'm okay with that because he'll learn from it. Scarles will learn from it. It's an important experience for him. He's had some good performances so far. Tonight, I think it was a tough lesson. He wasn't, destroyed. But I do think Neto changed the game for Chelsea. That substitution is what swung it completely in Chelsea's favour. He changed tactics a little bit as well. Neto came on for Sancho, went over into the right-hand side and really went, to be fair, he was going at Emerson, then really went at Scarles as well. And I thought we struggled to contain him. Overall, player of the match, if you like, would be Neto. I thought he made a significant difference to them. But I'm pleased. Despite we got beat, I'm pleased with what I've seen, and I'd be pretending if I sat here and started ranting about this, that, or the other ones. Anyway, I'll be live tomorrow with our debrief. Well, because it's Tuesday tomorrow, we'll go later on. We'll probably go 6 p.m. Let's go 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Tuesday at 6 p.m. If you're around, come join me for a little chat about the game and also the transfer window as well. We'll have a little bit of a catch up, discuss Evan Ferguson and some players as well. Whatever you want to for half an hour. It's a subscriber show. They control what we discuss. They control the topic. So come back and join me for that one. But if you fancy catching up with me tomorrow morning, I'll be on Patreon with Gonzo doing the player ratings, discussing everybody. Patreon.com/HammersChat. But before you pop off, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to Hammers Chat. And unlucky West Ham. Unlucky. Genuinely unlucky. I thought we gave a good account of ourselves. The majority of players played well. Nobody played fantastic. I think everybody had a 6, 7 out of 10 performance about them. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Graham Potters so far. And I think it's one of those, a bit like Villa. I came away from Villa thinking if only we had Bowen and Somerville, I think we might have won that game. There's an element of that about me tonight, which is thinking if only we had a couple more first team players available, we might have got something out of that game. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. Catch you tomorrow.